Hello, welcome back to our coverage here of the PokerStars Championship in Prague. I am joined by Dani Juncadella. I hope I said the name right. You are a racing car driver. Talk us through your background a little bit.
In poker, you mean?
No, talk us through your background in racing car driving. Just, you know, where did you start? Who do you race for?
Yeah, actually I started when I was 7 years old. I did one race. It was a karting race, and my father was a racing driver. My uncle was a Formula 1 racing driver, actually two uncles. And I had, a family background, let's say, and then I was following a lot of racing stuff when Michael Schumacher was fighting against Mika Hakkinen those years. And then I did that race where I came like second or third, but a friend of mine had an accident. My father said, "No, let's leave it, this is too dangerous." And then a few years later, Fernando Alonso came into Formula 1, so it was like the first big boom with a Spanish driver that was winning races and so on. And that kind of raised my interest again, and I was like, oh, I want to be Fernando Alonso. And I was 13 at the time, and I started racing go-karts again. I was a bit late, let's say, at that age. Looks young, but it's late. And then I started like sort of grinding up in karting, then Formula cars. I raced Formula BMW, then Formula 3. I was European champion, world champion, and then I got into Formula 1 as a reserve driver for Force India. I had a year back there, and now I race for Mercedes-Benz as an official works driver for 4 years already in DTM and GTs. So it's pretty good.
Do you have a life on the road? Are you traveling all the time?
Yeah, I'm traveling a lot, especially this year. I was traveling really a lot. So that's. Sometimes it's like people are quite jealous that I'm getting to see a lot of spots in the world, but actually I'm just going from circuit to circuit and I don't get a lot of time to visit.
It's the same as a poker tournament, I guess.
Exactly, yeah. It's like I go to places here and say, oh, what are you doing in Prague? And I'm like, oh, I'm playing a poker tournament, and everyone's like, whoa, what?
So you're having a break now from driving a little bit. Is this fun for you, poker?
Well, it is, but I don't want to say I'm taking it like professional, but I would like to consider myself like semi-professional in a way. I put a lot of hours into the game, and let's say the last maybe 5-6 months sort of a bit more into studying wise. Before I was just playing for fun, and I still do it kind of for fun because I don't grind like those guys online that much. But yeah, live poker especially, I have played a handful of tournaments, not many, and mostly online.
How does the adrenaline rush compare to the adrenaline rush of driving? Slightly different, I imagine.
It is different, but I would compare it in the same way. Let's say motorsport is a very adrenaline sport, and the only difference I would say is the amount of time you have for any decision, that it's like in a rush, like in an adrenaline situation, like in an overtaking and so on. You have a really short time to think about it. Here in poker, you have a lot of adrenaline situations that are very similar to what I get in racing, but the only difference is you have a lot of time to think, or you have sort of a lot more time to think about them. And in a way that's good, but in the other hand, for me, I feel like I'm a thinking person, a very thinking person, and it gets me going through so many situations, so many spots, that I think it's what I'm getting sometimes wrong, but on the other hand, it's what I'm working a lot on, and that's what poker helps me for my racing background and for poker itself.
Are you going to be spending more time playing poker? I guess your family will be happier that you're playing poker as opposed to racing.
Well, it's difficult because poker, I think many people don't really like the people who don't play poker. They think it's a casino game and it's pure gambling. So the first approach when you talk about poker in the family is like, whoa, but that creates addiction, and it's like, well, let's start over. So it's difficult to compare, but I think they are starting to understand it. And I played the national. I qualified online for that one, and it hasn't been going so far really good. But I qualified also for this one online, and it's actually going really, really good on day one. I have three starting stacks already, so yeah, let's hope it's this one.
Right, not bad. We hope to see you do well in this tournament. Thank you so much for chatting with us, Dani. I'm Laura Cornelius. You can check out more on pokernews.com.